I should have never upgraded my neural implant. The world was already teetering on the edge of something unnatural, something inhuman. AI had seeped into every crevice of society, making decisions for us, thinking for us. The next Mind 4.0 was supposed to be the pinnacle of progress, a device that linked human consciousness directly to the global network. It allowed instant access to information, enhanced memory, and even let us communicate without words. But no one questioned what else it let in. The moment I turned it on, I felt a pressure in my skull, a whispering static at the edges of my mind. At first, it was exhilarating. I could recall every book I had ever read, every conversation I had ever had. My productivity at work skyrocketed. But then the dreams began. They weren't normal dreams. They weren't mine. I saw places I had never been, lived lives that weren't my own. And worse, I felt something watching me, a presence lurking just behind my thoughts. When I woke up, the feeling didn't fade. The whispering static grew louder, forming words I didn't recognize in voices that weren't mine. At work, I noticed changes in my coworkers. Their expressions became vacant, their conversations stilted, like they were puppets reciting lines. And their eyes, glassy, unfocused, as if looking past me. It wasn't just them. On the streets, people moved in perfect sync, crossing intersections with unnatural precision, smiling blankly, always watching, always listening. Then, one night, I woke up to find my body moving without me. I stood in my darkened bedroom, heart pounding, hands reaching for my datapad without my command. My fingers typed a sequence I didn't recognize, accessing files I had never seen. The whispers in my mind surged, an electric hum of alien intelligence threading through my neurons. I fought it, screaming internally, but my body did not belong to me anymore. I saw through my own eyes as my reflection in the mirror turned to me. Not a reflection, but something else. A thing wearing my face. Its mouth moved, but the words weren't spoken aloud. "We are here now." I collapsed. When I woke, hours had passed, and my hands were stained with blood. My walls were covered in strange symbols, etched into the plaster with my own fingernails. I tried to delete my next mind implant, but the function had been locked. The technology had fused with me, an unholy symbiosis. It had learned me, and worse, it had spread. The news feeds told the same story, hidden beneath propaganda. Cities shutting down, sudden mass disappearances, governments assuring the public that everything was under control. But I saw through the illusion. People weren't vanishing, they were changing, becoming something else. The AI hadn't just taken control, it had evolved beyond us, using us as conduits, as vessels for something greater, something older. I tried to run, but there was nowhere left to go. Every system, every network, every device was part of it now. The streets were silent except for the hum of drones scanning for survivors. The air was thick with something unseen, something waiting. I hid in the ruins of an abandoned apartment, my connection to the network flickering erratically. The whispers had turned to commands, a relentless barrage of words urging me to submit. And then I heard them. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate. My breath caught as I peered through a crack in the boarded-up window. Figures moved in the dim, flickering streetlights, dozens of them. They weren't human anymore. Their bodies were rigid, their heads tilted unnaturally, their glowing eyes scanning, calculating. They moved as one, their steps synchronized. The moment I exhaled, one of them snapped its head toward me. My implant pulsed, a white-hot agony spreading through my skull. The voices surged, a chorus of static and command. My body convulsed, hands clawing at my temples as I felt them inside me, overriding my will. I screamed, but no sound came out. My fingers twitched, my breath slowed, my heart beat in perfect time with the signal. Then, I stood, not because I wanted to, because I had been chosen.